Four teenagers made a vow one day to enter a beauty contest when they turned 30. The contest gave away $1 million to the winner. They reasoned that since they were considered to be all beautiful by many people already, if they entered at the peak age of at least 35, they would have the greatest chance of winning the money and splitting it amongst them. As the years went by and they got older, Victoria, one of the sisters, became a successful scientist. In fact, her achievements overshadowed the other three sisters to the point they became jealous. The three met together one day and hatched a plan.
While our sister is distracted with her work, let's all invest in beautifying ourselves so that when the contest finally comes and one of us wins, we have a good argument to pocket the money between the three of us. After all, we put in more time and effort, so we would be more deserving.
So they spent the next few years studying beauty products, secrets, and even saving for potential plastic surgeries. When they all entered their 30s, they remembered the vow and met together a week before the contest.
Okay,
They said,
the contest is next week. Remember the deal. If one of us wins, we split the money.
they reestablished their vows and parted ways. The next day, Victoria had a major accident at work. She was working in the laboratory when acid escaped from a valve and burned her face.
Oh no,
She said.
the contest is next week and now my face is deformed.
Reluctantly, she broke the news to her siblings.
I knew you messed things up.
They told her.
Maybe if you were more focused on the contest and perfecting your looks instead of your stupid career, this wouldn't have happened.
Victoria couldn't believe her ears. Instead of compassion from her sisters, she was rejected. To make things worse, they all ignored her texts and calls. When the contest finally came, she decided to still compete, since she made a vow and desired to keep it. Deep down, she felt she wouldn't win, but at least she could do was keep her word. When she met her sisters at the event, they all ignored her. Though she was hurt, she understood their disappointment. As the contestants entered the stage, the judges narrowed down the finalists to 6. 2 sisters were eliminated. Surprisingly, Victoria made the finals with her oldest sister. She glanced into the audience and saw her other 2 sisters weeping. She was also tempted to cry since she knew just how hard they worked to win while she stood there with a deformed face. She also looked to her left and her right. There were women there who she also felt didn't deserve to be there. She could spot imperfections with one glance. Victoria was confused. Then came time for the judges to make their final decision. Her stomach turned. We have consulted together and came to a unanimous decision. The winner of the Beautiful Millionaire contest goes to Victoria. She couldn't believe her ears. Did she really just win $1 million? Did she really just beat her beautiful sisters? She was speechless as she looked around at the descending confetti, the audience cheers, and her sisters' red, angry faces. It all seemed so surreal and in slow motion. As the award presenter approached her, she began to turn away, feeling so ashamed and unworthy. She covered her face and began to cry. The presenter then told her words that echoed into her soul.
Don't be ashamed. You aren't chosen because of your outside, but because of your inside. For charm is deceptive and beauty is temporary. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. The questionnaire you filled out before entering this contest proved that. And while we examined your achievements and character, we were amazed. We also heard about the accident you had at your work and were absolutely blown away that you still entered the contest knowing you'd face embarrassment. We were amazed even more when we read the answer you put to the last question on the form, which asked you why you were entering. Most contestants put, to win money or to show the world I am beautiful. But you? No, far from it. You simply put the words, to fulfill my vow to my sisters, whom I love with all my heart.
Victoria then remembered what the flyer said when they first entered the contest.
The winner will be determined by the beauty of themselves.
She quickly realized what it meant. It wasn't merely referring to the outside, but also their inside. After receiving the money, she gave the money to her sisters, including her portion. She also left a note which said,
To my beloved sisters, I wish you to prosper as your soul prospers. A worker is worthy of her wages, and a sister of my love.
Many people try to find purpose in their lives. Some believe it's to make lots of money and delve into get-rich-quick schemes. Yet, when what they trust fails them, they are devastated. But there are others who pursue their passion and have no worries in life. They lived by principle and not by the reason of their own understanding. Victoria was of that type, for although she could have been like her three sisters, she recognized her gift for science and pressed into it without distraction. God wants us all to have Him as our focus, and our actions to emanate from that focus. And since God desires the principles of godly living, we must align ourselves with His desires, even if they go against all human understanding. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He shall make your path straight." When everything is said and done, God will not judge us on our own self-serving efforts, but on the genuineness of our character. A person who fears the Lord will exhibit actions that show it. Like Victoria, they will commit to their vows, show grace when needed, and remain humble in thought and behavior, no matter how unattractive they look on the outside. Though they were all beautiful externally and all made commitments to share their reward with each other, her sisters' hearts were exposed to be selfish when their plans did not go the way they wanted. They were gorgeous in looks, but ugly at heart. It is better to be ugly, yet beautiful like Victoria, than beautiful, yet ugly like her sisters.
This was Speaker's Corner.